Hi, I'm Dr. Wally Taylor, physician and founder of Texas Integrative Medicine in Austin, Texas. And I'm doing a three-part series to introduce you to the effects of environmental toxins. I talked in previous videos about chemical toxins and biological toxins. Today I'm going to talk about physical toxins. I've been practicing medicine for over 40 years, and for about 25 years I've taken an integrative or holistic approach to people's illness that have chronic complex illness such as chronic fatigue syndrome, brain fog, digestive disorders like irritable bowel syndrome, a whole host of autoimmune diseases and other immune dysfunction, as well as endocrine dysfunction. We know a lot about these environmental toxins and the fact that together they form toxic effects on the body that create many of these symptoms. And at the same time, we know that these sort of toxins are more problematic for people that have an increased sensitivity, what I call canaries in the coal mine. But when we're talking about the physical effects from the environment that can cause some of these toxic illnesses, I'm talking about everything from barometric pressure change, which most of you probably know that for years people have talked about their joints hurting when a cold front would come in. This is actually the body's ability to sense a pressure change. Most of us don't have any idea when the pressure is changing, but people that are especially sensitive can feel it. But in addition to barometric pressure change, there's things like solar flares that some people's bodies sense when they're sensitive. Also, unfortunately, an ever-increasing number of man-made electrophysical toxins has been entering our environment. For example, it started with things as simple as high-voltage power lines. For people that were especially sensitive and lived near or under a high-voltage power line, we were seeing lots of problems. But now, with the rollout of ever-increasing numbers of Wi-Fi towers for cell phones and for microwaves, also the use of many more Wi-Fi devices such as laptop computers, cell phones, iPads, and even so-called dirty electricity, or what some people call electrosmog, which can even affect our homes. Or if we're living in a multi-dwelling environment like an apartment house, it's even magnified even more. But one of the things we've begun to see in our practices now is that some people tend to be reporting to us that when they get around certain sources of these physical toxins, they have very, very bad effects. They'll notice pain, or they'll notice marked increase in their brain fog. Sometimes they'll notice nausea. Even in some cases, we've seen some unusual symptoms like drops in blood pressure, even seizures, even loss of consciousness. But it's interesting, what I've learned is that the physical toxins often seem to be the last for people to develop. The first thing that they develop problems with tends to be more the chemical, the heavy metal, such as mercury, lead, arsenic, and even the biological toxins, such as mold and chronic stealth pathogens, like even the tick-borne or vector-borne pathogens, like certain viruses and bacteria, such as Lyme disease. But when people start to develop symptoms from physical toxins, it even magnifies the problem. So one of the things that we talk about with these physical toxins is avoidance. And it turns out that's often the best thing to do, is try to do a whole bunch of different steps that are pretty well published online, such as, for example, turning off your Wi-Fi sources at night, or unplugging certain devices, and learning how to not use certain devices, such as not necessarily holding your smartphone up to your ear, as there is some evidence to suggest that it could cause some problems directly based on the proximity to our bodies. But in addition to that, we know that there's a lot of things that we can do to change a person's sensitivity to these physical toxins, to where with changes in diet, changes in lifestyle, stress management, because stress is a big factor here in how our bodies respond to these various toxins, we can actually convert the body from a position of hypersensitivity, like canaries in the coal mine, into one where these physical toxins and other toxins may not even be appreciated by the body, certainly not causing the same degree of symptoms. So it turns out in our bodies we do have receptors that are able to sense these various toxins, and it really has to do with how much these different receptors are keyed up or revved up as to the role that they play. And we'll actually even see in some of our patients the concept of spreading or kindling, which means that at first a patient might only be sensitive to very high doses and intensities of chemical toxins or biological toxins or electromagnetic toxins, but then as the disease progresses, they become sensitive to more and more and more things, and finally to where they sometimes can really not even travel outside their home without experiencing dramatic symptoms of illness. So if you are dealing with some of these issues of the electromagnetic frequencies, if you're beginning to sense that your body's telling you that these are threats to you and they're beginning to make increasing symptoms, I would encourage you to see us at Texas Integrative Medicine. Check out my website, texasintegrative.com. Or you can come see us in consultation. Our phone number is 512-800-5309. I've assembled a team of practitioners that can take a collaborative approach to your problems of environmental illness and increased sensitivity. I'd also like you to encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I do have some other videos that explain a little bit more about some of these concepts, and I'm going to be coming up with some additional material to educate you in regards to this, and hopefully even in the future be bringing in some interviews with some other experts in these areas to try to help you understand more about this concept of environmental illness and the way that your terrain or your body's individual sensitivity impacts the symptoms that you might develop on exposure to these various toxins. So I look forward to working with you and helping you, and have a great day.
Medical disclaimer and legal stuff.